friends, here's the deal. Since Halloween is right around the corner, it's only right that this video helps uncover a mystery plaguing this very platform. Ooh, spooky! And that means that today I'm not only going to show you how this latest wave of AI-powered bots is trying to take over YouTube comments, but also why the powers that be are just ignoring it. And, you know, why creators benefit from turning a blind eye as well. That said, there is no point in complaining if I'm not willing to offer up a fix, so at the end of this, we'll be covering the false bandage for this bot bonanza. To get right into it, let's do a quick overview of how this latest bot farm and scam actually works on YouTube. You're outside, relaxing in the hammock, and doing everything you can do to avoid touching some grass. You open up your phone, bring up YouTube Shorts, and proceed to doom scroll. A few hours into it, you notice a new video from a creator that you like, but the commenters' names and the profiles look pretty familiar. You click on a profile, find some out-of-place images, but the links look interesting, so you open it up only to find malware inside. Oh no! Let's hope your banking info or account details aren't on your phone, or else we're totally boned today. This scam is relatively simple and is made even easier with just a splash of AI. What's weird to me though is that YouTube has the power to fix this, but before we can go into that, we're gonna need to explore things a bit more in depth. You may be wondering if this is a YouTube exclusive problem, and honestly that's kind of a yes but no but yes situation, because you can find these accounts on lots of platforms. That includes competitors in the space like TikTok and Instagram, and though the accounts on there are few and far between, these platforms, while having their own problems, they do seem to have this particular bot scam pretty locked down. During my research, I found out that this seems to work like those Discord gift card scams, where a user gets infected and sends out messages to everybody they know, only for the next person to then do the same thing. For the scam we're going to talk about today, most of these are purposefully created accounts for the bot farm. While for others, these channels and accounts, they're legitimate users being taken over by a bad actor. That said, I also found some cases of the accounts being restored, which means there are people out there who have managed to give these guys the boot after enough recovery work. These bots, as they're commenting, they've been targeting specific channels since earlier this year. That being said, bots on this platform also have a long-standing history, with this just being the latest widespread wave. In this particular case, different bad actors usually find a specific niche that has some decent viewership attached. But this isn't like a turf war on the street corner. A lot of these bots will post to the same places. Right now, financial gurus, comedians, and some of the largest creators out there are the primary targets, to no one's real surprise, because these channels bring in folks who actively scroll the comments and participate by more than just viewing the video. I mean, dude, they're literally on everything. Even this man's grilled cheese videos aren't safe. It's just about finding channels with heavy audience participation and hoping that somebody will click. Bots monitor their chosen channels, watching for shorts and full-length videos alike, and soon as somebody uploads, a flag is then sent to the bot. The bot then replies to the video right away with an AI-generated comment. To get a little more specific, there's actually a randomized buffer in place before these posts go out, usually about 30 to 90 seconds. This is just something to keep from tripping any censors that might label them as a bot for posting too quickly. More often than not, these are nonsense responses that have nothing to do with the actual video, but every now and then, some cheeky dev behind these bots decides to actually hook them up to something with a bit more context, with the hopes of getting a bit more attention. This is the major role AI plays in this bot farm, using what is most likely local LLMs or APIs with free daily credits. My best guess is that this is a mix of Gemini and Whisper for nearly free computer vision, speech-to-text translations, and context-specific responses. You might have noticed that I haven't actually shown you the profiles of any of these bots yet, and let's talk about why. Beyond saving Ryan's sanity for a few minutes, these bots all have a common theme, which is looking spicy at a distance. Usually, pillows are piled up in a way to make them look like some cheeks with a kitty cat resting on top. The original images, though, make it much more clear that these are just couch cushions despite the devs' clever, yeah, that's the word we're gonna go with, editing here. This helps keep them off of YouTube's radar because nothing explicit is happening yet. Everything up until now is all done for the sake of getting someone scrolling the comments of a recently posted video to click on their profile and see what else is there. If you do click on a profile, you'll immediately be shown a connected channel, and clicking on that shows, oh my god, no, not on this heretic run YouTube channel, thank you very much. Oh, cheesy peeps friends. Okay, no more jump scares this Halloween, I promise. As it turns out, clicking through these profiles will keep you on YouTube, but they'll show you all sorts of corn. Shucked corn, steamy corn, corn with the Diddy oil, live corn from the grills. Newspeak is a hell of a drug, let's just move on. Clearly, YouTube's filter for profile pictures is doing its job, and by doing its job, I mean it only appears to work on creators and active commenters. By extension, this daisy chain of faux gets the green light. At this point, it should be incredibly clear who the target audience of this scam is. The profile banners promise live chats, offer links in their YouTube profiles, and expect somebody to just click through. Some of these sites, none of which I'll be showing here for what I hope is the most obvious reason, my friends. They're essentially glorified link trees, sometimes bringing you to legitimate corn sites. After all, this isn't one central network, but what appears to be a multitude of bad actors taking slight variations on the scam. All the same, the majority of these are full of malware, some of which will steal your credit card information once you try and buy some spicy content, the result of which, beyond having to awkwardly explain to the bank that you got phished in the dumbest way possible, is that all of your important data is now in the hands of some rando scammer halfway across the world. Reality is most YouTube comment spam is attempting to pull off some form of this scam, or they're trying to farm likes and subs for a quick account sale, but the tactics are a bit more streamlined than they used to be in the current age of ChatGPT. Posting 300 comments on Charlie's latest video isn't as effective as some of the more targeted attacks that these networks make now. Sometimes you'll find the bots looking for videos experiencing unusual traffic after the first 48 hours, and then they'll post a comment and of course fake a bunch of likes until it's the top highlighted message. This can help get around diligent creators who might initially be observing the comments once a video is posted, note the obvious spam, and then delete it. Honestly though, that's pretty tiring, especially if you're someone out there getting hundreds of comments every hour. The fatigue is real, and the platform should be stepping up to do something here. And at the end of the day, it isn't hurting YouTube or these channels. At least not really, because YouTube's algorithm rewards these kinds of comments. Seeing more engaged viewers when a video is initially uploaded genuinely helps get it pushed out to more folks. That means there's not even an incentive for content creators themselves to do anything about this. What's worse is that YouTube could actively fix this, and it wouldn't even be the most difficult thing in the world. After all, many of these bots rely on the same links, the same profile images, and the same comments. It's almost like a blacklist would do wonders here. And I'm sure somebody out there is going, Ellie, you're simplifying this too much. That'd take too much time to build and be too difficult for YouTube. No, and nope. It took me 30 minutes. Here it is as a Chrome add-on. It's FOSS on my GitHub, so now nobody has to pay anything for it, and they can just do the thing privately and securely. YouTube might be a complex structure, but it also has the ability to develop tools independent from that structure for folks to use. I'm not going to pretend that Alphabet doesn't also own Chrome, which YouTube could easily leverage to make an official support extension for creators. And with a support tool like this, you can flag comments, profile pictures, and even add more things to the blacklist. Then just hit flag all and oh wow, look, it checks everything in the studio you labeled as spam. It even has a variance threshold so that you can say comments that are even close to the marked spam get the red flag. It's almost like this was trivial to fix, has a little bit of wiggle room to help keep up as bots change their tactics. Wow, much difficult, very hard. Okay, bringing things down for just a moment. In the classroom, the first lesson on AI safety we do is called One Nerd in a Basement, and it teaches exactly what's on the box. If you can do it at home, with or without the assistance of AI, so can others, many of which will have greater access to funding and support staff than one nerd in a basement would have. It took me no time to do this, put it on the content creator to use, and kept from gathering some massive mother list that'd be difficult to keep up with compared to a simple client-side cache. But YouTube doesn't want to do that because investing in this would be, say it with me now, an investment that'd cut down into the platform's metrics. After all, if we cut these channels, we get less comments, less likes, less users, less engaged viewers. So just like the creators have no incentive to get rid of these bots, YouTube finds itself without any either. If Twitch's bot problem has taught us anything, it's that there's a real potential for a good chunk of the site's traffic to be botted, and no company wants to see a dip in their ad revenue over something like this. Hell, even a 5% drop is likely considered critically unacceptable. Let's move on to just a slightly lighter note here. In good faith, I should probably remind y'all and disclose that YouTube hasn't done nothing about these bots. It's just that their actions have been few and far between. YouTube did start banning some of the couch cushion bots, at least their comments, but the profiles do still exist. The good news is that they're not actively plaguing the comment sections of news or local YouTube cooks anymore. Wait, sorry, what's that? A late and breaking update? Oh right, my bad guys. The bots are back with a different profile picture and the same tactic because putting a PFP and banner filter up on all accounts is just too difficult for a tech giant, I guess. YouTube doesn't stop this by just banning an image, a comment, or even devices. They do it by thoughtfully curating moderation tools and keeping up with them. Again, this shouldn't even be put on creators to handle. Giving them an easy purge bot button would be the bare minimum at this point if they aren't going to invest in support staff or basic fixes to their own filters. In conclusion, I don't know, man. YouTube is still a company and it's doing what companies do. In other news, water is still wet for some reason. But hey, at least now if a creator you like decides to scream about how bad the bots are, you can now direct them over here and they can solve the problem without a single penny being spent. Because clearly, this platform isn't going to be proactive about it. When people talk about dead internet theory, this kind of noise only adds fuel to the fire. Blatantly fake users generating obviously fake comments with no repercussions from the platform now hosting them. I gotta say, this was a fun little investigation of a modern scam leveraging AI, and behind that, it's something we've got some crazy statistics for, if we look at the reported trend of cybercrime ever since ChatGPT was released. Stuff like this is probably around to stay. Cybersecurity is a fight on multiple fronts. It's just weird to see a platform as big as this one only put in the absolute bare bones towards an issue that's been with them for years now and is only getting worse. But it's still fun to point out in real time how we can go from someone's couch cushions in Mexico to some dude in Germany getting fleeced for his entire savings account by some rando in Australia. And on that note, folks, I think that's gonna be it for me today. Time for me to get out of this everything and go back to cozy sweaters. See ya, nerds! Why are you still here, my dude? I'm not gonna... Okay. Just this once. I'm gonna do the thing, but you can't ask me to do this again, okay?
Insert cringy anime cat girl noises here.
Oh, that was painful. That was so painful. I hope you're happy now. I'm gonna go die of shame.